Interlibrary loans personal delivery. So it is now possible to have the requested item delivered to either the work or home address of the patron. And basically what happens is the lending institution sends it to the borrowing institution, and the borrowing institution delivers it to the patron's home or office address. So let's first take a look at an example of what this looks like on the borrowing side. And then we'll take a look at the different configurations that are done behind the scenes. There are several things that need to be configured. One is the circulation desk at the resource sharing library needs to support personal delivery. The other is the terms of use of the fulfillment unit has to support personal delivery. And the final configuration is that the patron has to have a defined home or office address. So let's go into Alma and create a borrowing request. Okay, Alma menu, borrowing requests. And we want to add a new request manually. Okay, so let's say that the patron, Jane Brown, wants the title, The Adventures of Karl Popper. And Jane Brown. Request format has to be either physical or physical non-returnable, right? There's no need for shipping digital. So physical it is. And delivery location, deliver to library, and pick up at, we have new options here, personal delivery, home address, or work address. So let's say she wants it to her work address. And we need to add a partner. This is our lending institution, the partner institution from which we're making the request. Select. I believe we've filled in all of the minimal amount of information needed. Save. Okay, confirmation message, confirm. Okay, so let's take a look at our request. This is our request that we've just created, The Adventures of Karl Popper. And let's grab the external identifier. And what we're going to do now is the book has been delivered to our institution, the borrower, and we're going to scan it in, and let's see what happens. So, scan in items. Okay, I've skipped the actual sending of the request for purposes of demonstration. External identifier. Okay, so now we can see our request. Adventures of Karl Popper. Save. Okay, now we can see here the scanned in item. And the destination is Jane Brown work address. So that's where we need to deliver this item. And if you want to know what her address is, you click on this icon over here. Name, Jane Brown, 555 Newport Road, Boston. There is sometimes a delivery fee, and we're going to take a look in the configurations, and we'll see how that fee is configured. But if we go into Jane Brown's user information, then under fines and fees, we can see that she was just, she has now a fee of $20 for the delivery. Okay, so we're going to see how that was defined as well, but just know that this also happens. Okay, so now we said there are three things that need to be configured. The first is the patron's address, so let's just go back here and just see that she indeed has an address. Under contact information, okay, this is where her different addresses are. She happens to have 2 home addresses and 1 work address, and you add that over here. The second configuration is the circulation desk has to support personal delivery. Now, in case the circulation desk doesn't support personal delivery, Alma will reroute the item to a circulation desk that does support personal delivery. So it'll still happen, but there'll be one more step in the process. So you'll scan it in the resource sharing library, and it'll tell you to transfer it to another circulation desk that does support personal delivery. But in our case, we configured the resource sharing circulation desk to support personal delivery. So let's see how we configured that. It's in the Alma menu, fulfillment configuration. Now I have to make sure that I am configuring the resource sharing library. And under circulation desks, the resource sharing desk manages all items. Edit. And over here, you just have to make sure that this here is checked, supports personal delivery. And the last thing you need to configure is the terms of use of the fulfillment unit of the resource sharing library. And that, first let's find out what the term of use is. So back to fulfillment configuration menu. We'll look at this from the main campus. Under fulfillment units, organization unit list, to see which unit is associated with the resource sharing library. Resource sharing library, choose. Okay, so this is our fulfillment unit. Set the rules by which items of the resource sharing library will be used. Edit this. And here you have to make sure that you have both of these locations, borrowing and lending. And finally, the fulfillment unit rules. Under fulfillment unit rules, the rule type is borrowing resource sharing. And we'll see that the first rule enabled here is resource sharing with fee. And the associated term of use, personal delivery 3. Let's take a look at this rule. And term of use is called personal delivery 3. Okay, so this entire navigation was just to see what was the applicable term of use for the loan that we've just made to Jane Brown. Now that we know this term of use, let's see how we configure it to allow personal delivery. So back to fulfillment configuration, terms of use and policies, and that particular loan was term of use was called personal delivery 3. So personal delivery 3. Actions, edit, and this is the configuration of the term of use details. And the important things for us to focus on here are personal delivery. You have several options here. All means both home and office address. You can also select home, office, or no delivery at all. So this supports both home and office. And the fee here is defined as $20 personal delivery fee. There's also the option of no fee, and you can also configure your own tailor-made fees from actions, edit policy. Okay, so we've seen how we create a borrowing request that supports personal delivery, and we ran an example of that, and then we looked at the various configurations behind the scenes that allowed the personal delivery to happen. So that is personal delivery of an interlibrary loan.